Among the many tasks facing Maine voters next week is to elect a U.S. Senator. And tonight in our studio, we will hear from all three of the candidates.
Independent Angus King is hoping for a second term in the Senate. He's being challenged by Republican Eric Brakey and Democrat Zak Ringelstein.
News Center's Clay Gordon takes a look at the race.
Tonight, a showdown on News Center, Maine. Republican Eric Brakey and Zak Ringelstein eyeing Maine's U.S. Senate seat currently held by incumbent Independent Angus King. All three have their reasons for running.
So many of the things that we try to change on the state level to make these programs work better for Maine people, everything is tied to federal funds and federal mandates.
I am running for U.S. Senate because our system is rigged, and that is going to have disastrous consequences for our country and for this planet.
Why am I doing it again? Because I'm right in the middle of some pretty important stuff, and I don't want to walk away.
And what all three candidates want you to know before casting your ballot.
What people should know is that you have a choice. If you want an independent voice for Maine, you have a choice between the fake independent, Angus King, who calls himself an independent, but frankly votes 90% of the time with Chuck Schumer and the Democrat Party, or you can have a real independent. Despite the letter next to my name, I have one of the most independent voting records of anyone in the Maine Senate.
When I went to Washington, my first idea was I'd put my chair in the middle of the aisle and not affiliate with either. I found out very quickly that that wouldn't work because you get your committee assignments by virtue of being a member of one caucus or the other. So I had to make a choice. I chose the Democrats because they committed to respecting my independence.
This is a ranked choice election, and that you don't have to worry about the spoiler effect. You can vote your hopes in this election. And because of that, I'm asking people to rank me #1 and to rank Angus #2. That way, there's no fear of splitting the vote. This is the first election in U.S. history where we could actually vote a real progressive, someone who's not taking corporate PAC lobbyist fossil fuel money to the U.S. Senate.
The person behind the politician setting the Senate hopefuls apart.
Well, I'm just a regular guy. In fact, I'm the only non-millionaire in the race for U.S. Senate. You know, my family goes back in Maine for 10 generations. I love this state.
I think people realize that I'm a guy who is straight with them, that I always try to do what I think is right, and I always can explain it.
I'm a teacher, I'm a dad. I have this family who I adore. We're doing it because we feel like someone needs to step up.
And you can see all three of the candidates tonight at 7 o'clock with our Voice of the Voter Forum right here on News Center Maine. And not just on television, you can also find it on our website and mobile app, as well as on all of these streaming services. And if you have a question for the candidates, you can submit it by using the hashtag #MeSenateDebate.